For Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think. The NBA Cup, or as it was known last year as the NBA In-Season Tournament, which was ultimately won by the Lakers over the Indiana Pacers, is in full swing this season, and there are a bunch of new teams in the quarterfinals. Neither the Lakers nor the Pacers, last year's finalists, are in the quarterfinals because we really don't know the rules of this thing anyway, or how things are added up, or which games count and which games don't. Unless you watch every game of a particular team and then you see the court change and then you know, oh yeah, this must be an in-season tournament, NBA Cup game. But the quarterfinals have started, and the Bucks narrowly beat the Magic, which is how it's being spun in the media, and then the Thunder beat the Mavericks. So the Magic and the Mavericks are out, and the Bucks and the Thunder are headed to the semifinals. But the stories that I'm seeing surrounding the Bucks-Magic game is Damian Lillard is rounding into form as the Bucks beat the Magic, which means that Damian Lillard must have been a scrub coming off several injuries because he was playing like trash, or no, maybe him and Giannis just hadn't adapted to one another yet. But Damian Lillard has always been a star basketball player. So for him to have a good game in a meaningful game doesn't seem like it should be news because he does that all the time. But the appearance of him having a good game in a meaningful game makes people think, oh yeah, Damian Lillard is becoming great again. Well, no, he's not. He was great all along. He just hadn't found his footing in Milwaukee. On the other hand, I'm seeing the Magic narrowly losing to the Bucks shows they're going to be a tough out in the NBA playoffs. We don't even know that the Magic are going to reach the playoffs. All we know is that the Magic made their way through the in-season tournament with its convoluted rules and got to the quarterfinals and lost to the Bucks by 5 points. But we're also saying that the Bucks weren't very good and suddenly became good. So if the Magic narrowly lost to a team that wasn't very good but suddenly became good, does that mean the Magic is not very good either? Or that the Bucks are better than we thought, so the Magic is better than we thought? Overreaction in sports is a beautiful thing, isn't it? On the other side, you've got the Mavericks losing to the Thunder. And the headlines are saying that the Thunder beating the Mavericks are showing that they're going to be a team to reckon with in the NBA playoffs. They're showing they're going to be a championship contender. But you've got the Mavericks with Luka Doncic, who is playing like Luka Doncic, though physically his body doesn't look like Luka Doncic. And you got Kyrie Irving, who is Kyrie Irving, and at some point will be Kyrie Irving again. And you've got Klay Thompson, who is one of the greatest shooters in the history of the game, just not lately. He is now a hit-and-miss shooter. He'll have a great game where he'll make 8 or 9 three-pointers one day, and then he'll come back and go 0 for 7 the next. So, are the Mavericks really as good as people think? And the Thunder is that much better? Or are the Mavericks not that good, and the Thunder just had to beat a team that wasn't very good to get where they want to get, which means that come playoff time, they may not survive the playoffs either. On the other side of the bracket in the East, you've got the Hawks and the Knicks. Now, everybody's saying that the Knicks are going to be a team to reckon with in the playoffs, and that's fine. But then for years, everybody is saying the Hawks will never win anything as long as they have Trae Young, because Trae Young is a very small volume shooter who doesn't play defense. But the Hawks got to the quarterfinals, and they're playing the Knicks. And so we get to see if the Knicks are very good playing a Hawks team that we still have questions about. So even with that, we don't know what we're going to get. And then on the other side, it's the Warriors and the Rockets. Now, the Warriors have been playing all season as if they're a team that is going to be hard to beat in the NBA playoffs. But they always do that. The only time the Warriors, during the Steph Curry era, have played less than dominant basketball is when Steph Curry is hurt, or Draymond Green is suspended for a long period, or during the periods when Klay Thompson was hurt and couldn't get his shot back. So the Warriors are doing what the Warriors do. As long as Steph Curry is breathing, the Warriors will be a tough out. Now, the Rockets are a very young team, so maybe they're playing above their heads. Maybe they are as good as people think they are. But we won't know, because the problem with the in-season tournament is it's a single elimination one-and-done tournament like the NCAA basketball tournament. It's one and done, which means all you have to do is be good one time. So The question then becomes, are the Magic good enough to beat the Bucks 4 out of 7 if they're going to be a team to reckon with in the playoffs? Or would the Bucks beat the Magic 4 out of 7 because Damian Lillard is rounding into form? Are the Mavericks good enough to beat the Thunder 4 out of 7 with Klay Thompson's on and off shooting? Or are the Thunder just so good that they would decimate the Mavericks in a 7-game playoff series? These are the questions. A one-and-done tournament is great. The NBA Cup is great for what it is. Whatever it is, it's serving the purpose because the commissioner brought it back for a second year. Tweaked the rules a little bit, but brought it back. So is the NBA Cup really something worth shouting about? Are these teams really as good as people think they are, as that the media thinks they are? Or in a 7-game series, would they be exposed as frauds? The Indiana Pacers and the Los Angeles Lakers, the two teams that went to the finals of the NBA Cup last year, got into the playoffs and were exposed as frauds. So the Bucks, the Magic, the Mavericks, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Warriors, the Hawks, and the Knicks all made it to the quarterfinals, the knockout round of the NBA Cup tournament. The Bucks beat the Magic, the Thunder beat the Mavericks. We'll find out what's going to happen with the Knicks and Hawks, and we'll find out what's going to happen with the Warriors and Rockets. But none of this tells you anything about what's going to happen in April, May, and June. Because injuries are a thing. Trades are a thing. Team chemistry is a thing. Playing the same team 4 times in 7 games with a coach that's superior to your coach is a thing. So just because you win the NBA Cup in-season tournament, it does not mean you're going to win the NBA Finals. Just ask the Lakers. And just because you get to the finals of the NBA Cup in-season tournament, it doesn't mean you're going to win the NBA Finals. Just ask the Indiana Pacers. The NBA Cup is fine, but we'll see what it means in April, May, and June. Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel, and visit the Eric J on Sports website, and follow me on Facebook at Eric J on Sports 1, and on Instagram and Twitter at Eric J on Sports. And for Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think.